And on segment 2, a look at how some people are conserving energy and saving a whole lot of money these days. And they say you can do it too. Those stories and all the news on this Sunday night, February 11th, 2001.
And now, the award-winning 10 o'clock news on Fox 2, the #1 primetime newscast in the country.
Segment 2 is next tonight. Coming up, we'll see the lengths some people go to wean themselves from PG&E and its expensive energy. With the price of electricity and natural gas skyrocketing, many people probably wish they could find a way to avoid those high bills. Well, some people have already come up with a way to do just that. In tonight's segment 2, Bob McKenzie has the story of 3 Bay Area families who are living off the grid.
This is where a dishwasher was.
Those steeply climbing utility bills getting you down? They don't bother Frank Schiavo. Want to stop handing over large denomination bills to PG&E? Aaron Wellendorf runs his house on pennies a day. Or maybe you want to be easier on the environment, like Dixie May, who gets her electricity from her roof. All these people, to one degree or another, are off the grid, under their own power.
Oh, well, we still have one little rabbit here and another rabbit up there.
Dixie May of San Francisco has live rabbits in her garden. For the same reason she has solar panels on her roof, because she and her husband Stan think freedom and conservation go together. The solar energy runs all the lights and kitchen appliances.
We're basically self-sustaining.
Did you do it to save money?
Actually, originally we did it because of ecological reasons. We really believe in saving the environment and having alternative choices.
Frank Schiavo of San Jose takes the same idea a lot further. Just to start with, he decided the walls of his stucco house with an insulation rating of R11 weren't good enough.
And I added rigid insulation and then horizontal strips of wood and then the shingle. So that gives a shingle, air gap, extra insulation, and then the insulated wall. So now this wall is about an R20, which means it has twice the ability to keep out the summer heat and keep in the winter warmth.
He added double glass windows, of course, and a smooth white roof that reflects away sunlight, keeping the house cooler in summer. The solar panels collect enough power to supply all his daytime use of electricity and keep his utility bills under $20 a month, even in winter. And he says PG&E has to pay him.
Most of the day, my house is giving the electricity to PG&E. And at night when I come home from my teaching job, and when I use lights, then I buy back some electricity. The overall effect is that I make more than I use. So once a year, they have to send me a check.
Schiavo, who teaches environmental sciences at San Jose State, showed me the passive solar room he built on the south side of the house. The windows in the room allow sunlight to fall on the brick floor, and the warm bricks pass on the heat.
So my house, all the sheetrock and the air, everything is going to get warmed up by this air that's just passively rising off the bricks, sort of like heat off a campfire.
That works for you in the winter?
That works for us in the winter.
Doesn't it make it a little hot in the summer?
I knew that question would come up.
The answer, he said, is that the summer sun is higher than the winter sun, so the room is mostly in the shade then. And he opens up the glass to let the breeze in.
So there's 2 ways you run this. For 6 months, you keep the room closed and produce warmth. And then for 6 months, you open the doors and let it stay in the shade and you let it be a porch.
Schiavo replaced his dishwasher with a rolling cabinet, and he washes his dishes by hand in plastic tubs. He also uses fluorescent light bulbs in all lamps.
These light bulbs all earn me $90 over their lifetime. Each light bulb earns me $90.
If you think Schiavo is determined to get off the grid, meet Aaron Wellendorf. He built a huge solar collection rig in the backyard of his Concord home. It supplies power for all his needs with plenty left over to feed back into the system. When a recent power outage hit, he wasn't even aware of it.
And I'm out there drilling and sawing with my carpentry tools and building a project, and the rest of the neighborhood's quiet and not even knowing that there's a power failure.
Batteries store the power collected by the solar panels, then an inverter transforms the battery's direct current into household AC. Wellendorf and his wife, Karen, have a new high-tech washing machine that washes horizontally rather than with vertical torque. He says they can do 5 full loads in this machine using about 2.5 cents worth of electricity.
This actually fills up with just a few gallons of water, and it turns the clothes through the water.
Even the fridge saves power by borrowing a trick from old-time refrigerators.
Compressors are on the top, so the heat goes up away from the internals, rather than newer refrigerators have all the motors and stuff in the bottom, and then the heat rises up back into the refrigerator.
Wellendorf says appliances that are turned off but aren't really off are a constant drain on power.
Anything with remote control stays on all the time, waiting for you to push the button and turn it completely on. So our television set, when we're done, we just unplug it.
He even has a battery-powered pickup truck.
My goal was to be someday completely off the utility grid.
Besides the money they save and the good they do for the environment, all of these folks experience that deep down joy we all feel when we beat the system. In San Francisco, Bob McKenzie for the 10 o'clock news.